contribution to tonight is when you hear the words tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tina, your response is tina. Okay, so we're going to practice that so you know it. Tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tina. Okay, that sounds a pretty dead tina there, so we want to up and live tina. So we'll try it again. Tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tina. Yes, tina is live and well, so yes. Your next response after you hear the words haumia huie is tai kie. So we'll practice that. Haumia huie. Tai kie. Very good. Okay, so let's start into this blessing. And so, yeah, go something like this. Tēnei au, ko te hokai nei I taku tapu wai. Ko te hokai nuku, ko te hokai rangi. Ko te hokai o tō tūpuna hātāne nui harangi. I pikitia ai ki ngā rangi tūhaha ki te tihi o manono. I roko hinga tūrā, ko i o matua kore ana ke, I riro I hoana, nā kete o te wānanga, ko te kete tuauri, ko te kete tuatea, ko te kete aranui. Ka tiritiri a ka paupaua kia papatua nuku, ka puta te ira tangata ki te whai ao, ki te ao marama. Tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tina, haumia huie. Reira, inga mana, inga reo, rauranga tirama haramai, ki tēnei whare kōrero, hei whare whakaruru hau, mā tātou I roto tēnei rangi. Haramai ki tāmaki makaura, tāmaki herenga waka, tāmaki herenga tangata. Reira, nau mai, haramai, whakatau mai. Greetings to you all who have come this evening to this place, tāmaki makaura. Tāmaki, the place that people long to be. Tāmaki, herenga waka. Tāmaki, the place where the waka gathered, the canoes gathered. Tāmaki, herenga tangata. The place, Tāmaki, the place where people gather. And again, we are gathered here to have some more conversation about our city. So without further ado, I will hand it over to the Mayor of our city, Phil Goff. Nau mahara mai, Phil.
Inga mana, inga reo, I ra rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa, tēnei te mihi nui ki a koutou, and welcome everybody to Auckland Conversations, where tonight we're looking at how we can future-proof our city. And that means really sustainability. What we need to be doing in sustainability. Are we doing enough? Are we doing the right things? Are we focused in the right area? We've got a star-studded panel in front of us tonight. So my comments will last about 7 minutes, but I would like to acknowledge Dr. Michelle Dickinson. I couldn't think of a better person to MC this, Michelle. I always hate it when you follow me speaking because you are so good at it. Can I also acknowledge from Australia, Davina Rooney. Welcome, Davina. Good to have you here. John Morrow, who's our Chief of Sustainability. Jacqueline Paul and Ludo Campbell-Reid, who is our design champion. You've just got to look across our city anywhere, and what will you see? Well, I haven't actually counted them, but I'm reliably informed that there are 98 cranes across our city's horizon. We've got something like $73 billion worth of commercial construction underway, and our city is growing. Within the next decade, we're going to hit 2 million people, and, you know, we need to look at both sides of what those things mean. Growth means, in a positive sense, that New Zealand gets the globally competitive and international city that it needs. It means that we're being enriched by the diversity that we have in our city, and I want to celebrate that, particularly given the events of nearly 4 weeks ago. We're also of a scale now where we offer choice and opportunity to people and how they learn, how they live, how they enjoy their leisure. We have the ability and we are creating an exciting and a vibrant city. Now there's the downside. If you grow rapidly, but you don't provide the infrastructure for the city, you end up with traffic congestion, you end up with a housing shortage and an unaffordability problem, and you end up putting huge pressure on your environment. We're trying to tackle all of those challenges, but tonight the discussion is going to focus on what we're doing for our environment, how we are sustaining it, how we can enhance and protect it, and whether we're doing enough. Yesterday, a survey came out from a Singapore-based website. It's called the Value Champion Survey, and it rated New Zealand, rather than specifically Auckland, against 13 other Asia-Pacific countries. Guess what? We topped the poll in air quality, we topped the poll in terms of green open space, and we topped the poll in terms of renewable energy. But look where we didn't do well. We absolutely bombed on transportation, and we bombed in the area of waste. Those are two areas where we are not doing enough and need to do a whole lot more if we are to be regarded as an environmentally friendly city. I just want to touch, and it's really a bullet point comment from me here tonight, on 5 areas where we need to future-proof. The first, and it has to be first, is climate change, because that actually threatens our survival, economic and environmental. I want to look at waste. We have a big problem in that area. I want to look at water quality, greening Auckland, and predator control, all in the space of about 2 minutes. The first one, in terms of climate change, where do we begin? I think we have to begin with transport. That's 40% of our carbon emissions. And what we need in our city is a change of culture. And that's pretty fundamental in 2 areas. 1, in how we move around our city, and 2, how we live, because we have to do both things. How we live is about a more compact city, greater intensification, not building more and more suburbs further and further out from the city, and bigger motorways to service it. We've got to change from the culture of the private car. I live in the countryside, I confess, and that's the only way I can get to work. But when I drive down the motorway, every car I see, almost every car in the morning, commuter traffic, single occupant car. We need a better public transport system. We all know about the City Rail Link. You'll hear more about that next week and what it's costing. But what we've got to know is what it's delivering. And what it will deliver is doubling our rail capacity, a more effective and efficient and environmentally friendly way of travelling. It's electric. We've got a bus fleet that's doing really well. Bus numbers are skyrocketing, but it's diesel. I signed the fossil fuel-free streets declaration in Paris at the C40 conference about 18 months ago, and we are committed to converting our bus fleet. We also need to focus on walk and cycleways, and guess what? As we intensify the way we live, we've got 57,000 people now living here in the city centre. 2 decades ago, it was about 3,000. But what we've got to do in making the adjustment to that is pedestrianise. Queen Street should be pedestrianised. High Street, Federal Street. Let's turn Victoria Street into a linear parkway, which is something dear to the heart of Ludo Campbell-Reid. We need to ensure that people can cycle around our city, and I should acknowledge Pippa Coombe, who's here somewhere, that cycles everywhere, the chair of the Waitemata local board. We need to look at active forms of transportation. I hope I led the way on that. I got rid of the SUV that was provided to the former mayor, that was chauffeur-driven, and replaced it with a self-drive 100% electric car. But guess what? For every electric car we're importing into New Zealand at the moment, we're importing 65 diesel SUVs. They will be on our roads for 20 years. And my message to government is you've got to actually incentivise the importation of electric cars now, because in 20 years' time we can't afford to have those vehicles still on the street. Secondly, I wanted to talk about waste. You've probably heard of the China's national sword policy, where they suddenly decided they wouldn't accept all of the waste that we were sending to them, and they created a crisis in our ability to deal with our waste and to get recycling done. We currently send to Indonesia and Malaysia. They'll close too. We don't have the ability to recycle our waste onshore, particularly paper and cardboard and plastics, and we need that. That's a discussion that we are having at the moment with the government. We need to reduce the actual supply of waste. Our packaging industry is a disgrace. We create more plastic than almost any other developed country, and we have to change our ways there. We need to substitute with biodegradable products. We need product stewardship and a container deposit scheme so we create the incentive for people to recycle, and we're having those discussions with government as well. Third is water quality. You know, we introduced about 18 months ago a program called Safe Swim, and it gives, for the first time ever in New Zealand, real-life data on the quality of our water. And when you look up the app on your phone after it's rained, you'll be appalled to know that there are 60 popular beaches around Auckland that aren't safe to swim in. We've made the decision to bring forward the plans to stop our stormwater going into our wastewater and clean up our beaches and our waterways, and we will reduce wastewater by 90%, wastewater overflows by 90% within a decade. And thank you, Aucklanders, because you voted for the water quality targeted rate. And when we asked Aucklanders, are you prepared to pay to clean up your beaches, by 3-1, they said yes, and I congratulate you on that. That gave us the green light. Fourthly, greening Auckland. There's a program that I initiated called the Million Trees program. Not quite as ambitious as the government's Billion Trees program, but the difference is I'll achieve my target. My apologies to my former colleagues. We will achieve that within 2 months. We will have planted our 1 million trees, but what's more, we actually do need to do more to protect our trees. I think it's appalling that a 400-year-old kauri tree has been cleared by the Environment Court to be felled in Titirangi. We don't have the protection because they changed the Resource Management Act to take it away, and I'm in correspondence with the Minister for the Environment to bring back a scheme for better protection of our heritage and our spectacular trees. The only other thing I'd mention about trees is kauri dieback. I was appalled, and you would have been appalled to see that the growth in kauri dieback disease was from about 9% to 18% over a 5-year period, and kauri trees risk extinction. We have increased the budget to combat that from 3 million over the long-term plan to 100 million. We're showing our commitment there. And the final thing I want to mention is predator control. I don't know how many of you have been out to Turi Matangi, but if you want to see what Auckland once looked like and the bird life, go out there, and it's amazing. It's been replanted, and the native bird life there is prolific. We are doing that now with all of our Gulf islands, including Waiheke, the first urban island in the world that we will make predator-free. And out where I live in the Hunuas, back 20 years, we had one last remaining breeding pair of kokako. We have now increased that to 106, and I know not everybody in the audience will be in favour of 1080, but I've got to tell you this. After the poison drop last year, before we were catching 75 rats for every 100 traps. Now we are catching none. They have been eliminated. They will gradually come back. We've eliminated the stoats, and we've wiped out the opossums. And I think that's great for Auckland. And part of future-proofing and sustainability is that hopefully in our lifetime, or if not in our lifetime, for our kids and our grandkids, we will see the sort of thing that our forebears saw 80, 90, 100 years ago in terms of our bird life and the resumption of the growth of our native forests. So good news, challenges. Tonight you have the chance to hear 4 great speakers on that topic. I hope the evening for you is informative and enjoyable. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you very much.
E manuhiri tuarangi tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome everybody to this amazing space. Thank you, Phil. That is exactly what we needed to get us started here. 5 amazing points to get us thinking. Kia ora everybody, my name is Dr. Michelle Dickinson, and I'm going to be your guide this evening as we go through our Auckland conversations. Tonight we're going to have a great keynote address and then a fun set of panelists who hopefully are going to get some confrontation going, because I think we need to have some big discussions in Auckland. And thank you so much for coming. This is an amazing turnout. Turn around, look, this place is packed. And do you know why I love it when it's packed? It's because we actually care about our city. You didn't all go home after work to sit and watch TV. You came here because you're passionate about your city. And I'm passionate about our city, and I'm really excited to talk to you all today. Also, hello to everybody who's on our live stream. For those of you who aren't in the room, you're sitting at home, you're those guys watching this. We're excited to have you here today. For those of you who want to join us, tweet to your friends. We're on Auckland Conversations website. You can live stream in if you couldn't make it tonight. For those of you who are here in the room, a couple of housekeeping rules. In the unlikely event of an emergency, the alarm will sound and very calm people will point you in the direction that we're supposed to go. Follow those people. Bathrooms, if you need them, are located just outside the ballroom entrance. And if I could ask you to all kindly put your phones to silent, don't worry about turning them off, take some photos, tweet away. If you would like to tweet tonight, we are on the hashtag AKLConversations. So let all your friends know what you are missing by tweeting up a storm. We would really like to thank New Zealand Green Building Council, who have partnered with us for this event tonight, and also thanks to our Auckland partner, who are South Base Construction, and our design partner, who are Resine. Also a huge thanks to all of our program supporters. So we're going to do 2 things today, a little bit of high-tech and a little bit of low-tech in our format for our panelists. This is all about you, so we will have panel members being able to answer all of your questions. The high-tech version is to use something called Slido, S-L-I-D-O. If you go to slido.com, if you have a smart device here, if you're at home and you want to log on, slido.com, and enter the event code #future, that is how you get into asking questions online. So if you're too afraid to put your hand up, or if you're far away, do that. It'll go to my iPad here, and I'll be able to ask questions to the panelists for you. If you like old school, we have the old-fashioned method of putting your hand up. That's going to work too. So if you put your hand up, and I will try and see you, there will be roving microphones around, so I'll try and get to as many questions as possible. We also always try to ensure that Auckland Conversation events are inclusive and accessible. So our on-demand viewing of the event, plus a full transcript with captioning of the event and presentations will be available on the Auckland Conversations website in the next couple of days. So why are we all here? Let's just set the scene. We know that Auckland's population right now is around 1.6 million. Now, some people say it may grow to 2 million by as early as 2029, but actually some people are predicting that we may double our population over the next 20 to 30 years. And with that growing demand, we know there's going to be growing demands on housing, on infrastructure. We know that the climate is changing, and that's going to expose our city to lots of impending disasters, perhaps, natural disasters. What on earth is going to happen to our city in the event of a natural disaster? So future-proofing our city has become more important than ever. The way that we plan our city, design, construct, and govern our city will determine our future viability. And the world cities are under threat from many different things. But the question is building a sustainable city actually an integral part of Auckland's future? And if so, can we actually do it? What will it look like? Is it possible? Tonight, Auckland Conversation is to engage that question with you, our panelists, and our speakers. And I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today.